We like to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his butt. It's dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What are you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Humble.
Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it! I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
All right. Good evening and welcome back to Down the
You're just playing it
Current.
up now.
Huh?
Pull it together, bud.
Ryan, kick this one off.
He needs a shot. You need a shot. That's what you need.
Oh,
Hold on. He needs a shot.
but that'll knock
That's some
me out.
cough medicine.
I like it. Hey, I'm Ryan. Who do we got with me tonight?
I'm Catfish.
This is Dave.
I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
It's Uncle Buck.
Hey, guys. Was that Steve?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, just making sure, bud. You sound a little...
Doesn't sound like Steve.
You
does it?
sound like a little horse.
That's what happens when you fish way too hard.
Or is it a frog?
Mini horse.
Miniature horse.
He's from the land of the little horses. That's not far
Little
from here.
horses freak me out. Don't even bring them up.
Well, there's a whole farm of them near,
Oh, my
near
goodness.
Ryan's.
There's 3 things that scare me to death. Little horses are one of them.
Stevie, I'm afraid to ask what the other 2 are, bud.
We'll get to that another time.
I guess.
Save that for the Halloween.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Podcast.
Yeah, that'd be a real good one.
It's not too long from now. So anyway, fellas, we've had a lot of stuff going on here recently, haven't we?
Yeah.
Considering it's been bad weather, yeah. I mean,
Well, don't even get me started.
lots been
on the
going
weather.
on.
I can't. It's what day? The first day of spring. This storm started, didn't it?
20 plus inches of snow. First day of spring.
Is that what it was?
There's 21 inches on my
Holy
porch.
bucket.
See,
I know because I ran the snow blower that's 30 inches tall, and it was like just a couple inches underneath the top of the hood.
your guys' photos made me feel fortunate for only getting like 11 to 12 inches.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I set the deeper on top of mine and ran it down.
Did you get a reading?
I got a good read. Yeah, they don't market that as being a...
Did you mark any fish on that, bud?
No, I didn't mark any fish, but
Frozen goldfish. You should have threw some goldfish in there.
they don't tell you that
Yeah.
that's one of the features of it, but you can use it to measure snow depth.
That's great.
It's a great feature.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did Max show you that?
He did. He demoed that.
He's a nice guy.
Speaking of the snow, I was really hard pressed. Brotherhood comes first, but I was really, man, after work tonight, as a long day of work, long day in the operating room, I so wanted to go back to the farm that I just scouted last Saturday and look for coyote tracks in this fresh snow because going out through the gauntlet, there's there's this little stretch of road me and Lacey take back country to go to her house. It jumps from 234 over to 97, and then we cross that on the Lake Mead Road. But we call it the gauntlet because when we leave work at midnight, there's deer on it all the time. Run across it, you just drive slow, and we play a game
for the
how many
best.
deer.
Yeah.
The snow tracks. I caught myself every couple seconds going, look at the deer crossing. Look at all these deer crossing.
Yeah.
You can see out into this field like 200 yards, and to the left you can see 200 yards. And it looked like highways of deer crossing the road at some point last night because, it had to be fresh.
And didn't you spend quite some time this past Sunday on that farm? Saturday, okay.
I spent all day there, yeah. I think I got there about 9 o'clock, and I left pretty late, 4 or 5 o'clock. I covered, 7, 8, 900 acres. But there's a Rock Creek goes through this farm property that a guy at work has asked me. They shoot these really nice bucks on archery season. It's 1,700 plus acres altogether. And
That's a pretty good piece of land.
It is. And he said, man, we're just not seeing the deer anymore. And we found a couple dead deer, and now we're getting game pictures of these coyotes. Can you come down and help us? And I said, sure, I'll come down and scout it. So, yeah, I walked all day. Rock Creek has some really high 8-10 foot banks in it when the water's low. and the coyotes have literally denned up onto the bank. I found 3 for sure dens that were being used, a 4th one that I didn't see any activity in, but there's coyote tracks everywhere. And I tried to tell him, I said, listen, man, he's like, when you go back there, we have 27 acres that is just hinge cut, and I found it. And he said that you'll see all kinds of deer sign. I seen no deer sign, but thousands upon thousands of coyote tracks. I mean, it's just it's littered with coyote sign and no deer sign. The only deer sign I did see was the giant jumbo deer prints, like the big older deer that the coyotes haven't taken. But I found 5 or 6 deer skulls. I found 4 shredded deer. I found 2 deer skeletons, all close within 300-400 yards of the deer den of these coyote dens. So it looks like a promising place to hunt coyotes, which sounds exciting, but it's legitimately sad for these guys that had this mecca right outside Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, to hunt, and now it's being diminished by these overpopulated coyotes. And by saying that, I mean it doesn't take a old school Indian tracker to figure out where these coyotes are going. Like, you can see there was still a thin sheet of ice on some of the creek bed. Like, if you couldn't see it, but if you tapped it, it broke through real easy. Mm-hmm. The ice was broken going up underneath the bank, and you could see the tracks coming in and out of these dens. I even tried to call a couple of them out of the den just to see if one would come out. They're denned up.
Now,
they're pregnant right now. They're hard to come out.
In the den, is it like one female per den, or is there a couple of female? I know nothing really other than coyotes like to run around together. And
hypothetically speaking, you don't know anything about coyotes.
I do not.
Okay.
In the den right now, there should be
Go with it.
In the den right now, there could be one or 2 possibly females in the den, depending on if the den splits up. But the alpha males, the males will generally den up separately right now than from the pregnant females. Having said that, I did find multiple dens, and the biggest tracks that I found all went into one den. So I'm not 100% sure if the males, hold up together this time of year, which would make sense if they're, out trying to get something to eat. But it looked to me like there was multiple big dogs in one den stuck out more than the rest, I guess. So hopefully, with the snow down, it would have been a really great night to go look.
Yeah.
But it was just a really gorgeous piece of property. I mean, it was a great day to go for a walk. Period. Coyotes, no deer, whatever.
Sounds like
I jumped over a dozen deer just walking through that property.
Sounds like they turned a deer sanctuary into a coyote refuge.
I think that was actually my exact quote to him. I said, you made such an amazing effort to make this such an amazing deer sanctuary. And there's 120 acres. They don't even go in. They don't walk into it. Nobody's allowed in it. And I did. He gave me permission to walk in it, and it was probably where the most coyote sign was. Yeah.
Does this weather affect the coyote activity?
No.
No.
I mean, they'll hold up during that big storm. We had 2 days of straight snowfall, wind. The second that it was over, they'll be back out doing their thing. The females are pregnant right now, so they're denned up. It's hard pressed to.
It makes it harder to call them out.
It makes them harder. They don't want to take any risk right now. They don't want to come out. But it doesn't mean that the males won't. So, here's the big goal. I would like to help him with his coyote problem. It'd be fun to get down and shoot a coyote or 2, but that doesn't solve the problem. We had a really good friend of ours at the Donegal Creek show, which was an amazing show, a trapper friend of ours that gave me some really good advice. And he said, you'll go out and kill some coyotes right now, but if you just wait a few months till spring actually hits, so it gets in the 50s and 60s, and the females start coming out, he said, you'll kill more of them. So just wait. And as a proficient trapper that does it for a living, I took his advice. I'm going to wait a little bit. The snow was just more or less, information for me to find out where they were traveling to from
those real active areas,
really active dens, so that it gives me a better idea where to set up later. Yep. But beautiful piece of property. The only heartbreaker that I really had on the property was it was close to 1,800 acres altogether, and only one guy archery hunts it. That's kind of a heartbreaker. I was walking around just looking at trees going, really?
Yeah.
Because there was some legitimate big deer sign there. There wasn't a lot of little deer sign, and all the carcasses that I found were yearlings. Like they were all smaller deer.
That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, that's a problem that needs taken care of then now. Before
Post
it
haste.
does.
Yeah.
So how about that Donegal show though?
That was
It
a great
I
show.
like that show.
I had a good time.
I know we just put out a whole episode.
So many fantastic finds
Yeah.
at just a quaint little show like that. Like there are people doing amazing things that are so local. You just don't know it.
We ran into a couple of true artisans at this show, and these two guys were craftsmen.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Jay, the blacksmith,
Mm-hmm.
and is it Mr. Weaver from Weaver's Custom Rods here in E-Town?
Yeah.
Dreamweaver.
Dreamweaver.
right?
Dreamweaver. I was blown away. I mean, going to Donegal.
Oh, it was artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those guys were doing art in their own respects. They were truly creating works of art. One of them was doing it with steel, and the other one was doing it with carbon fiber.
Carbon
But
fiber.
It was
and
impressive,
Some
and it wasn't
nice
the knife
fancy
maker
wood
that
and some
was using
cork
carbon.
and
Yeah, his cork inlay work is
Yeah, it was
is
crazy.
quite phenomenal. Just when if you watch them, if guys who do cork inlay for handles, it doesn't start out that way at all. You know, it doesn't even look like it'd be a round cylinder handle shape when they start out, and they know what it's going to look like when they organize those pieces at the beginning, and it's just phenomenal that they know what.
Well, yeah, he actually used the phrase, I turn my own cork, so that made me think, okay, obviously you're running this on a lathe, but I can just imagine. I mean, when you think of a piece of cork, there's like nothing there.
Yeah.
And to turn that on a lathe, because I've seen lathe working before, it's like violent. And to put like a soft piece of cork in there and be able to work it.
They're cutting it down with sandpaper.
But still.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's not like a normal like turning a chair spindle like with a.
that's what I was envisioning. DK.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
they're bringing the cylinder shape with like a picture, just the heavy grit sandpaper to get it
Like
to
an
get
80.
even a 60.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. what
True
they can
art
do.
form. Actually, it was Andrew Spittle. Andrew Spittle's the one that gave me that advice, a trapper. He was a cool dude.
Yeah, I actually forgot to pick up my fur.
Oh, your pelt.
I was
The
gonna.
fox pelt that you wanted.
Yeah.
You had a great idea for that, and we walked away, and it was just one of those over your head.
Yeah,
What happened? We were excited to go fishing.
Yeah, I'll get it for sure, and make that happen. But like they have all these pelts and these furs, a whole line of different
Beautiful thing.
animals, and I was looking to make a quiver.
It's a slick idea. I like your plan.
Just the way it was. Yeah, it just looks like it was.
Skin in or skin out for the quiver.
Skin
in.
in.
So you'll have the puffy. I didn't know if you're gonna have a plush spot for your.
Who buys a fox pelt and turns it inside out?
I was just wondering how cush his arrows were gonna be. You know,
You're way too Renaissance.
How I
I need to pad my arrows with fox fur.
in fact, he even bought an extra fox face to stick an extra one on the outside.
Nice.
Did you ever have a dream of doing that, or do you have one?
I don't. That sounds like a great idea, bud.
He does now.
We saw a bobcat one time like that. There was like a bobcat quiver at Brickersville.
Yeah,
I bet that was pretty.
it was. They're the best
Beautiful.
things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they're wearing it over the shoulder like
Yeah.
that, these guys.
Now that was a traditional longbow archer that had that on his back, but yeah,
But there's
quiver,
no reason.
quiver envy.
I'd major quiver envy. And don't get me wrong, bud. I'm running some nice quivers.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no shortage of nice quivers in this room,
Yeah.
but none of them are furry.
homemade red fox quiver.
It's pretty slick.
Ups the game a little bit.
Made my quiver shiver.
I bet.
Jamie, the Catfish Queen, was at Donegal.
Yeah.
And she gave a seminar. It was nice to see her. And
I felt bad for her. She seemed like she was having a rough time with it. She got sick after the last show she was at.
She was under the weather.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She was fighting her way through it, though. She knows what it takes.
She's a champ.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get her on the show.
I think some of the issues she might have been having was the stinky sample she was giving out. And she had some of that stink bait.
Plenty of it. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see the ceiling fan in that room? Did you look up?
I did.
The one that said "big ass fan."
Yeah, the one that was like 50 feet in
It has
diameter.
like a donkey as its logo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what's funny is
Crazy
I
looking.
looked up and saw the blades and said in my head, "That's a big ass fan."
It was like 40.
And then I
50
read in
feet
the middle.
across.
Then I followed one of the blades to the middle, and sure enough,
You were right on.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't able to attend with you guys, but it looked like a great time. I listened to the podcast. I was really impressed with Donegal Fish and Conservation Group
Yeah, the conservation effort there.
and
is-
all that they do, and it's just based off of that $10 donation for the card.
Yes.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yep.
I mean, that's amazing. You know, and the fly fishing only catch and release section of that creek is all accessed by private land.
I don't like that part.
But the cool part is that people are opening up their private land to
I like
allow
this
you to fish.
Spinner fish.
Well, I know what you're saying now, but
But the fact that private landowners are letting people come through.
yeah, that's great. That's,
Okay, I guess it's cool.
Yeah, that was my emphasis on what's awesome there.
But
Dan
and
was
again,
cool. The guy that ran it all, Dan, the seasoned gentleman that was there that was talked to us,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that has been doing it that long.
Yeah, and with what they're doing just from that $10 donation for your membership
Mhm.
is, they're putting on this show, which was really cool. And as I think it was Will pointed out, it was free for the vendors, or did Catfish say that? But it's free for the vendors. It's free for the people attending. There was no cost unless you actually were buying something. And they also put on a youth fishing event
Yeah.
at the north end of the creek there. I think there's was it a lake or a pond or something that's connected to the actual creek. And they stock it heavy and do a little kids fishing derby.
I saw on their Facebook page there's a video of the fishing derby, and
Yeah.
it's just
Crazy.
trout are crazy. They're they're and kids are it's lined.
Yeah, and they're doing prizes for like biggest fish for different age groups and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Cool.
good work that they're doing.
And I believe that we're going to go back up and help stock some trout and help with that event. So that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Join the bucket brigade.
Mhm.
Put some fish
Well, don't
in.
ruin it. I've never stocked trout.
I've
Don't tell
never
me how
have
it's
either.
done.
That's what
So
he
now,
said.
now you're
That's-
telling me we're carrying them in buckets?
That's what he said in the podcast, but
I
only
didn't
ever
hear
done
that
it.
part, and I talked to him.
I've only ever done it with a net. I like the sound of this.
I wanted to back the truck in the water and just open the valve. Let them all go in one spot. Swim away, little guys.
We could do a trout drive.
That was only the beginning of the day, right? I think a couple of us got to go fishing that
We
day.
went to Mars after that.
We did. Did a little Land Rover.
I didn't catch anything.
I did.
you caught a nice one.
That was my first fish of the year.
Yeah.
Nice golden colored smallmouth.
You should have the shakes by now. You having withdrawals already?
Need to get back out there. 21 inches of snow will
Oh,
put
it's
a damper on
killer.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, just before the snow hit, we were able to get out there, fish a little bit. And I got to say, DK, the Z-Man worked.
good.
Did the trick.
Mm-hmm.
So not ready to give him up just yet. I can't tell you how many jig heads I lost in the hour and a half, 2 hours that we were there fishing.
Same here.
Ugh, I donated quite a bit of lead to that river.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
It happens. You gotta fish the structure, and you're gonna lose some. So
I lost them all, every one.
So was there? Did I pick?
well, that's good for the tackle story.
Did I pick up on something between here about the Z-Man thing? Because I was up northern Susquehanna before that, and Z-Man you
They're
ripped
killing
out. We got 50, 60 bass and with the Z-Mans.
Dave was giving me a little bit of a hard time.
I'm not sold.
About
I'm
what?
not sold on the Z-Man.
Oh, you're so out.
Just you wait.
You're out of the band. Catch up on times.
The Z-Man group.
It's what's cool this year. No, we actually did really good up northern Susquehanna a few days before. We tore up. We just tore smallmouth up left and right. We had one of those days where we were laughing about how good the fishing was.
Yeah.
And, I really needed that after a long winter. We're standing on a bank on a small tributary north of Halifax that came into the river, into the Susquehanna. You could see the Susquehanna 100 yards away, but up in the tributary. And, yeah, it just smallmouth. A couple, if you didn't lose, because I lost some up there too, but if you didn't lose your finesse jig, the chartreuse and the mudbug Z-Man TRDs, bang, 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 bang.
So for
bang,
me,
bang, bang.
And how many?
Bang.
There it is. I know. I
sounded
think
like an illegal clip.
we should probably run a public service announcement, because what DK pointed out to me was, these Z-Mans, the Celastec stuff will melt, they say. And that's
I found that out.
The problem there is if you mix your plastics. If I put these Z-Mans in with a bunch of Kitech, or I do a couple of
Zoom baits, whatever. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
Strike Kings.
that's where my pet peeve came out with them and dislike.
Senkos. Thank you.
Is
Gotcha.
because if when we wet wade, I'm only carrying one rod, so I'm changing out lures.
Yes.
Okay, so I cut the jig off with the Z-Man still on it. It was a Ned rig Z-Man, and it was laying against another like creature bait or something like that.
Yeah.
And threw it in the box, put a different bait on. Come like 2 days later, that whole little area of those baits touching were just one big gummy worm.
Just a pile of schmutz.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, though. It doesn't happen right away.
No.
It's not like you're throwing a Z-Man bait
Yeah.
into your other, like, say you have a small plastic bag wet waiting in your pocket, and you throw it in there and they all melt instantly. It's not like that. It's just you being lazy, not going home separating your baits. Like, if you know it's going to happen, just separate it later.
See, I didn't know it was going to happen until
Right.
then.
But you should, as a rule, you shouldn't, mix your soft plastics anyway. That's just pretty much standard fare. You should always clean up after the.
Speaking of the,
After you're out.
speaking from the guy who's relatively new to bass fishing.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But the reason why I
dabbles.
decided to become a big fan of the Z-Mans
My
this year.
3 color of
you
tubes
caught a
didn't
fish
melt
on it?
together.
Well, I caught a fish on it because it was the first thing I threw, and it was the first thing I threw because I decided to be big on the Z-Man this year, was because of this Elastec material that they're using. Is it's durable. It's damn near indestructible.
It is tough.
And that was like the one downfall. I was having so much trouble with soft plastics last year, and it was honestly, soft plastic was the best thing that I experienced. I didn't catch a fish on hard plastic all summer, and I had a pretty good summer my first year of bass fishing, but I didn't catch anything on chatterbaits or lipless crankbaits.
Husker D's.
Husker do's, Husker don'ts, with or without the scooter stick.
But
It didn't matter.
But you killed him on a swim.
But soft plastics.
Soft plastic swim bait.
I was having a hell of a summer, but I was going through a ton of soft plastics.
Yeah.
So looking into this Elastec stuff, like my son loved. We got out on the river and he's throwing 4 or 5 inch Senkos, but he's losing, 2-3 strikes, not necessarily even landing the fish, 2-3 hits, and he's putting a new one on. I mean, don't get me wrong,
They're
the bait
tearing
shops
off.
love it because
they're
when we were
tearing
down at
off.
Hogheads, he bought one of those 75-pound bags
Yeah.
of stick baits. These Elastec things.
You
Get
can,
some,
you can take a 4-inch Z-Man and stretch it to 12 inches and it won't rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was impressive. I've been impressed so far with
You
the
can
durability of
to
it.
fix that. You can with the Senkos.
Yeah.
You can super glue them back together.
Who's carrying super glue while we're wet waiting, DK?
I was talking. He has a John boat now. I'm talking about on that.
Oh no, we're wet waiting now.
Okay.
DK. No.
Sorry.
No, I'm just
We
saying.
fast forwarded.
There's only two. There's two roads going into this summer. There's 2 paths going into the summer. You can either take the Z-Man path with us, or you can go down your own path.
Super glue.
Super glue path.
I'm the only one that threw
One
a
of those
tube
sounds
most of the
sticky.
year last year too. So might be another year.
I wasn't on that path. However,
Which path was that? The peanut butter and jelly tubes?
the peanut butter and jelly tube, and it did well for him. No, if you actually
2 days.
like not shameless, not shameless throwouts, whatever, no promotions. If you jump on Z-Man's Instagram and you start looking around at some of the things that are working for all these different species of fish, and I mean like all the species of fish. If I'm finding out watching a lot of this, like we said earlier, we were talking with Jim Hutchinson. The trout eye jig head with the big giant eye on it.
Okay.
With the paddle Z, with the swim bait on the back of it, the swimming minnow, the Z minnow from Z-Man. A lot of it is chartreuse but with that jig head, are killing flounder, are killing redfish, they're just saltwater magnets, and a lot of that, when I fish saltwater with other brands of soft plastics, the flounder are ripping them in half. And I started looking into that. And honestly, that's one of the things that they're having. Z-Man's having such like an explosion with everybody using them is the fish hold on. They grab it and they hold on, where normally they rip the bait in half, they tear it in half. Now they may take that second little nibble, which grabs the hook.
Yeah, they'll chew it. It doesn't bite in half, so maybe they got to take a bigger bite and they get your hook.
And so
it's brilliant. I just wanted it to last longer, but the fact that maybe it makes them bite deeper.
sometimes that's all it takes. I'm not promoting Z-Man in any way possible. I'm only downing DK because he's not jumping on the bandwagon.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Phil, you got I
love you anyhow,
a new
DK.
product you're
Thank you,
throwing
bud.
out
Love you
this
too.
year.
Well, I had a buddy get a hold of me about a week and a half ago and asked for our logo. He goes, I'd like to send you something. And before, I don't want to ruin the story, so I'm not going to break out what I.
What is it?
Well, my buddy makes some tap handles for your
Homebrew set?
homebrew sections, or
Like a kegerator?
kegerators, your bars, or even craft brewing. I think he does some.
Big business.
Yeah, and
I guess it would be. I mean, there's microbrews everywhere now.
And he
So
also,
they need tap handles.
yeah.
I like it.
And with dudes getting their own kegerators and building systems and home brewing,
So we get a brewery.
not a brewery.
Did we get a kegerator?
You got us a kegerator.
Thank you.
He also makes these bottle openers
Well, if you're not getting it in a keg, it's going to be in a bottle.
that can magnetize to your refrigerator, so you don't even have to mount it. It magnetizes right to the.
What if you have a stainless steel fridge?
You can put it on the side of your refrigerator there.
There you go.
So my buddy Greg Anderson has a business called Palm City Tap Handles,
Nice.
Very cool.
and he does the tap handles, but he also does these bottle openers that magnetize. Not only do they magnetize against your refrigerator, but they have a magnet recessed into the back when you open your bottle.
Right, because the problem is I'm always popping the bottle open and I'm trying to catch the top.
Or you have to have
It's going to hit the ground. I put it over top of trash can, something.
right.
They go
These
everywhere.
have a magnet in
What?
behind, so when you open it up, as your bottle cap falls, it catches your
Good
bottle
Lord.
cap.
You'll have to demonstrate
What is with
that,
this
'cause it
witchcraft?
just, yeah,
Yeah,
it
so-
sounds fake.
Pay attention to our Instagram, folks, because we will get that out there. Just like that, folks.
What a glorious sound that
It
was.
was amazing.
Thanks for
And it looks good too, bud.
painting that picture with sound.
Well, now I get to drink it.
Yeah. Created. It just caught a memory there, I think. But
And, well,
that was
that's
my
nice
big
of
news for the week, just because,
And that logo looks pretty nice on there.
yeah.
Looks sharp.
Yeah. And he asked me about the logo, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll send you the logo, but what are you wanting to do with it? He says, I want to make you a bottle opener. I said, that's great, but can I pay you for 6 more if that's possible?
Because you got 7 best friends.
Because I wanted all of us to have them. And he says, Bud, I'll just send them to you for the shipping. So
Perfect.
a big hats off and Yeehaw, get you some to Greg Anderson and Palm City Tap Handles.
Yeah, thanks, boss.
Yeah,
Guys,
thanks,
They
buddy.
look great.
Little works of art.
If anybody's interested, they can go find Greg and Palm City Tap Handles at www.palmcitytaphandles.com. Get out there, support my bud Greg, take a look at what he has, and maybe in the near future, maybe we'll offer a Rutten River tap handle and bottle opener in the future.
Oh, I like it.
So
Maybe we got to do a giveaway. That'd be great.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Sure, Greg wouldn't mind helping us out with that as well. I got to go fishing today for a little bit with Stevie.
Oh, yeah? You guys hit the water?
Yeah,
You and old Squeaky went out, huh?
Squeaky Steve, and probably didn't help his cold any, but Stevie. It was awful windy out there, but it's therapeutic.
What'd you guys catch, bud?
I caught a bunch of memories, buddy.
Is that right?
A stringer full of them.
Did you get spoiled on memories?
I spooled myself on memories.
Limited out.
You must have been using peanut butter and jelly tubes.
Yeah, with crayfish anus on it. We didn't catch a darn fish, but it was still a day out and a little, caught some vitamin D and from the sunshine and fresh air and better than an office.
It's got to be good. It was the first sunshine in like 3
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
It felt good. So
How about you, Mr. Will? What have you been up to other than shoveling?
Yeah, I mean, with the shoveling, I had most of the toys out.
It was one of those storms. You had to have all the toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
makes you the popular guy on the
I've-
block, doesn't it?
I've been wanting to sell that snowblower for years, but once a season, I tell myself, I'm glad it takes up room in the garage.
Don't
But
do
the
it.
whole rest of the year, I'm like, man, this thing takes up so much room.
This is why I have it.
Yeah.
And that snow was wet. It was heavy.
Yeah.
It was snow you're glad you have something else throwing it beside your back. Did you catch any memories on Saturday, Will?
Well, yeah, I mean, on Saturday we were out with Hunter Madera, Ryan Madera, and Catfish Madera.
That was R2, the R2 intern. What was
You know
his
what-
intern name? Junebug.
Junebug.
Junebug. Honestly, one of the things that I have to say that I'm highly impressed with lately is the just epic photography that Will's been taking. You've always taken great pictures, but you've caught some moments lately that I look at and go, "Damn, how is it luck? It's luck." And then like a day later, I'm like, that's a lucky shot. And then like another day later, I'm like, huh, maybe. Like you've had too many epic moments in the last couple weeks to not go. Your photography level has just skyrocketed.
Well,
You taking classes under?
no.
It's natural.
Natural.
He went to an Android system. He's good to go.
No, I just, what happens is I only take a handful of baits to the river, and they're completely wrong
Okay.
for the conditions and the time.
So you take the August baits in April.
So I try to throw some stuff, and you get hung up, or it's a $20 swim bait, or it's this or that, what. And I put it down and just started taking pictures.
Good. You caught out of it's great when you take 20, 30 pictures and they're good, but you always catch that one picture, hopefully, that tells a story.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
I am.
the one?
Yeah. There's a picture of Ryan fishing,
Mm-hmm.
but in the background on the rock
Is a younger Ryan.
is a younger Ryan. And I literally was looking at this picture going, wow, does that not look just like you're looking through time? That's Ryan over there on the rocks playing in the river.
In a picture, it was Ryan's last article in the magazine.
That's
Caught in that picture.
That's it. Ryan's entire article that he wrote was summed up in
In
a
that
snapshot.
picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, my wife said
It's worth 1,000 words.
that she
it was actually.
she looked at it and said, hey, I teared up whenever I saw that, and
Oh, no. You made her hate me again?
oh my, this is
Thank
like,
God it wasn't me this time.
This is not cool. This
No, that was
is
a great picture.
sentimental.
I want to do the same picture in archery season, but flip flop Ryan and Hunter.
Yeah.
Have him close to the camera.
We'll have him with his buck in the front,
me at
and
full
have
draw.
you in the background, like picking
Standing-
all of his crap up. that he's
Standing around
left
picking
laying
your nose.
As long as he's dragging it out, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
We can do that. I also
just
like
acting
the,
aloof.
I also like the slow motion video that we did where we were able to capture that still frame of my new rod at like full twist.
Yeah, I like that too. It's a good one.
Had some good sound on it with
All
it too.
loaded up. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. You just got to bear with the person taking the photos, and it might interrupt your fishing for a little bit, but
Look to the left, bud.
I mean, I was just out there trying to fish a little bit, and I was being berated, and I think I was. I
it's
think
easy to do.
It was you threatened me at least 3 or 4 times. You were gonna push me in.
I would never threaten.
Well,
you.
you were on
Like,
the
look to the
same
left.
little
Look to the
tiny
left,
rock.
or you're going swimming.
I sometimes I have to talk to these guys in my own special way.
Well, whatever you did, it worked because the picture was phenomenal.
Now I see why you do what you do, and it's good stuff.
It's magical, yeah.
Speaking of special ways,
If you just let me help
Help you.
help you. Yeah.
You like at one point you were like Austin Powers. You know, you're like,
No, yeah.
do it. No. Yes. Stop.
Yeah, I'm spent.
So when this airs,
Look back mean like a tiger.
you're an angry tiger.
You're a lemur. Go ahead, DK. What?
so when this airs,
No.
So when this airs, Ryan will have already taken out the kids for youth or mentor trout day, and we'll be looking upon the first day of trout season for everybody else in the South Central region.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah,
That is, man. That's coming up.
that's
quick.
coming up, bud. That's 2 days from now
Boy,
that we're recording this.
I have to get the snowshoes out so I can get to the creek.
Yeah, but that's my near future. I'm looking forward to. So, like,
Taking advantage of Youth Day.
yeah, I'm gonna
He's going to have lemons strapped onto his back.
yeah, she's gonna be fishing. Okay, so
Hey,
my 7-month-old she'll be casting.
there's a fishing derby at a stretch of creek near my house. That's like a trophy trout area for kids.
Lattimore.
Yes, and they do a phenomenal job there. And there were kids under a year old whose parents had them out, and they're sitting in the lap, they're holding a little Barbie rod,
Right.
but they were fishing the whole
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
little Barbie rod casting the Castmaster out across the creek and swimming it back. Oh yeah, that kid's doing a good job. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how many else around the table, how many other guys are going to be going out for the first morning.
Of trout,
Yeah, I know you're not going to.
be killing coyotes.
But I don't think I've missed an opening day of trout season since I was 8 years old. So,
Yeah,
No,
well,
it's
that's good.
it's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely like a family reunion
yeah.
out there.
I don't know if you waited any longer. I'm gonna have to edit that.
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, like my cousins and I all get together at a family camp, and we're up there for the weekend, and it's nowadays that's kind of the only time we get together anymore. As some of our cousins, we're kind of getting spread out, and everybody's doing different things, and so
Yeah, there's a lot of tradition that revolves around that day.
Yeah.
Standing shoulder to shoulder, doing nothing but untangling lines all day. It's going to be great.
yeah.
Are you guys planning on like doing a Hank Parker, like yelling out like a peg leg backpack this year?
I'm pretty sure I yelled backpack from
Hank
that rock in the
Parker.
middle of the river.
I'm not sure if Hank Parker.
I don't
did
think
that.
Hank Parker says
wasn't
any of
Hank
that.
Parker.
Actually.
Yeah.
Thank Patterson.
Talking about Patterson.
You're right.
No, I love that. That's staying in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I got really excited though. I hollered out backpack. From across the river
You
when I
did.
laid into that.
Just so Will could start
Jimmy
taking
Houston.
pictures.
What Jimmy Houston said.
I was there. He did it too. I saw it. It was great.
Will start taking pictures when I say peg leg.
I know just about the time that everybody starts belly aching that hunting season's over. It's trout season. So it's time to go hunt coyotes.
Yeah, turkey will be coming in before too long.
It's so close.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so close. I can guarantee you that South Central Pennsylvania turkeys are livid right now with this 20 inches of snow.
And thank you for saying that and reminding me. I wanted to bring that up. It's perfect. This snowstorm is perfect because too many warm days, and next thing you know, turkey season is going to kick in, and those birds are going to be henned up.
Actually,
Like last year.
I think this is going to help.
Actually, 2 weeks from now, we need about 10 inches of snow. That's what we need, and that would set us up here in Pennsylvania. I mean, I hate to say I don't want to see any more snow, but it's supposed to get almost 60 next week, and same the week after that. But then if it could dip one more week, that would
We don't have
set
to
us
get
up.
snow to get another cold snap, though.
Right. Yeah. But
Let's
you know,
not bring that upon ourselves.
I'm just saying, if
Don't
I
bring
was
that evil on me.
if I was
Don't
a
you do
turkey
that,
and
Ricky
there
Bobby.
was 10 inches of snow on the ground, I wouldn't want to get out of bed to go get frisky. I mean, it's just because it's cold don't mean I don't want to get warmed up. I think we said about this before in another podcast.
Yeah,
what happens in turkey season?
Gobblers.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't want any more snow this year. I'm done with it. But it would help with turkey season.
If
We don't want an early or like last year. It was pretty early last year.
Yeah.
And, we missed a good bit of it.
They were already smoking cigarettes by the time we got to pick up the guns.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah. Back to roost. Give me a Pall Mall.
No filter.
No filter.
Boys, once again, I think we have done it. I love being in the current with y'all.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good stuff.
We didn't even get our paddles down tonight.
Didn't need to, bud.
Nuh-uh.
We let her drift.
Yeah, we did. We rode the current.
Good stuff. Hey, DK, where can they find us?
You can find us at www.ruttenriverpursuits.com. You can also search us on any other social media. Just type in Rutten River Pursuits. You will find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube now.
Yep.
Type in Rutten River Pursuits Podcast. You will find us. Follow us individually. Look for all of us. We're on Instagram and Facebook.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on. Try to keep up with it, guys. Hey, see y'all soon.
See ya.
Catch some memories.
Peace.
Bring it with it.
Are you guys planning on like doing a Hank Parker, like yelling out like a peg leg, backpack this year?
I'm pretty sure I yelled backpack.
Well,
from
Hank
that rock in the
Parker,
middle of the
I'm
river.
not sure if Hank Parker.
I don't
did
think
that.
Hank Parker says any of that.
Yeah.
Hank Patterson.
Talking about Patterson.
You're right.
No, I love that. That's staying in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I got really excited though. I hollered out backpack.
From
across the river
You
when I
did.
laid into that.
Just so Will could start
Jimmy
taking
Houston.
pictures.
What Jimmy Houston said.
I was there. Well, don't ruin it. I've never stalked trout.
I've
Don't
never
tell me
have
how it's
either.
done.
That's what
So
he
now,
said.
now you're telling me we're carrying them in buckets?
That's what he said in the podcast.
I didn't hear that part, and I talked to him.
I've only ever done it with a net. I like the sound of it.
There's three things that scare me to death. Little horses are one of them.